They are harshly cancelling Alfonso Obregón, the Latin American voice of Shrek, and it seems his career is over. A voice actress accuses Alfonso Obregón of something serious. Brenda Rivero also shared some alleged screenshots, in which the voice actor apologizes for his behavior when she was, let's say, at an age that, is quite questionable. Guys, this is crazy, and I'm telling you right now, if you were expecting Alfonso Obregón to voice Shrek in Shrek 5, that's over. I mean, this is total game over for him. Even if it ends up being confirmed in the future that this is false, blah, let's suppose that happens. I think this is total game over for him when it comes to DreamWorks and Shrek, 100% sure. They're telling us they believed in you, but now there's no way to defend you. An actress posted screenshots of a conversation with the voice actor who played Shrek, where she asks, "Do you remember when we were friends and I opened my house to you?" Basically, the woman made him remember a certain moment in the past when she offered her friendship to this actor, invited him to her house in Mérida, Yucatan, I imagine, and supposedly he ended up repaying her in the worst way. The woman, sounding disappointed, asks him if he remembers, and this man, in short, ends up confirming everything in the most naive way, not knowing that the woman would end up posting the conversation. Well, if you had even the slightest hope that the original voice of Shrek would return, now you can forget about it. Goodbye, my favorite ogre, you'll do better in jail again. Honestly, it's unlikely he'll go to jail. Very hard. And the thing is, the minimum age of consent, unfortunately in Mexico City, is 15 years old. So it's complicated, very complicated. Even so, people are already going after him with everything they've got. And with good reason, because this man wasn't 20, he wasn't 25, he was twice that age. 50 years old when this happened. So, obviously people are going after him with everything they've got. And besides, this is the second case. I mean, it's the second thing that's happened to him, because he had already been reported before. Remember, Alfonso Obregón went to jail for a similar scandal. So these are things that are simply indefensible. And look, the guy is not going to go to jail, but his image and his career are probably destroyed unless he comes out to clarify it, unless he comes out to deny it, or unless it is proven that all of this is false. But if not, the situation is messed up because it turns out that Brenda spoke out, pay attention.
At that time, there was an expo called Zenka. I don't know if one exists, but that's what it was called, where Alfonso was going to be together with two actors. At that time, I was friends with a guy named Antonio from that expo, and I remember he gave me passes to get in. So I went to this expo, and the first person I ran into was Alfonso. So as I was entering the expo, I went early, I think it was around 9 in the morning. Then I arrive and I see Alfonso, and Alfonso says, Brenda, you're me, Alfonso. And from my perspective at that moment, I told him what had happened with my dad and him. Oh, that's such a bummer. How could he do that to you? You're very mature for your age. I'll take care of you.
Up to now, aside from the maturity thing, everything else could make sense. And just think about it, guys. Alfonso Obregón knew her. He knew her mom, her dad. He'd known them his whole life. So they both knew each other. It's normal you get to the place, you see Alfonso Obregón, who's also a super famous and super talented voice actor. He's the voice of Shrek. And you say, there's my parents' friend Alfonso Obregón, right? That makes a lot of sense. The problem came later.
So just a lot of smooth talking, right? At that moment, I felt like, wow. The day went by, he was hovering around me the whole time, treating me really nicely, always telling me that I was very mature for my age. Suddenly he says, Brenda, I can't take it anymore. I really like you. And I ended up telling him, oh, I like you too, Alfonso. But it wasn't that I liked him, it was admiration. That was the feeling I had, because to me it was like, wow, the voice of Shrek, super talented.
Keep in mind, this is common. Women often feel attracted to men they admire. That's why many times we see the typical soccer player who isn't very good looking, let's say, dating supermodels. And many people say, oh my God, how is it that these supermodels can notice or be so interested in him? Are they only interested in his money? Maybe yes, but maybe not. Maybe the woman in question feels admiration for that soccer player, even if he's not the most handsome guy in the world. Maybe she looks at him and says, I admire this man. So that's very, very common. What's not common is what Alfonso Obregón did. Let's take a look.
He's paying attention to me. For me, it was incredible. He's actually noticing me. How is he noticing me? Obviously, I came from not having a father, right? So for me, feeling loved like that, for me, it was like, wow, how could that be? Well, the thing is that Alfonso said to me, I really like you. I want to be with you. Let's go out. Let's be together. Let's be a couple. And I was like, oh, yes. I don't know what. All right. At that time, I was 16, about to turn 17. I was about to have my birthday, and he was 50. He was 50 years old.
Well, say goodbye to the voice of Shrek. It's that simple and straightforward. I mean, DreamWorks, I don't think they'll ever call him again. I mean, if there was even the slightest chance, after this, obviously, they're not going to call him. They're not going to call him. I mean, his reputation is already in the gutter. His image is very, very damaged, very tarnished. And we'll see. But as such, it's not a crime. He's not going to go to jail for this, even if it was true, even if it really happened. He's not going to go to jail for having done this, even though it sounds harsh, right? And it's all because of the minimum age period. It's that simple. I mean, that's the harsh reality. Also, another very important thing. All of this happened in 2017, so quite a bit of time has passed since then. Therefore, most likely, Alfonso Obregón will not suffer any consequences legally. Now, that doesn't mean his image and career aren't badly damaged or stained. Remember, this is the second time it's happened to him. I mean, a few years ago, the exact same thing happened to him. That's why DreamWorks chose to send him packing. Back then, based on the presumption of innocence, it was eventually shown that apparently there wasn't enough evidence to declare him guilty, and he ended up free. Back then, I mean, he got off. But now this new accusation comes out, which is very, very serious. Honestly, what do you want me to say? Even if Alfonso Obregón comes out and denies it, this is the end for him with DreamWorks. The DreamWorks thing is over. That's 100% certain, that's 100% guaranteed. And well, we'll see how all of this ends. We'll see what Alfonso Obregón comes out to say. How will he defend himself? Because Alfonso Obregón responded to this woman's mother. I mean, he sent her a private message quite some time ago, apparently months ago, apologizing and saying it wasn't his intention. So it's like, whew. And apparently, at least from what you can interpret from the messages, it's not taken out of context, or it doesn't seem to be taken out of context. Now, we'll see how it ends. We'll see what Alfonso Obregón says, if there's anything to respond to, because honestly, the situation doesn't look good for him at all. Even so, I'm telling you, forget about Alfonso Obregón as Shrek. And well, we'll see who ends up replacing him and whether they do a good job or not in the next DreamWorks movie. So, gentlemen, see you next time.